Hello there, boys and girls. This is Probably Not. Before we get into the video, I do want to give you a reminder to go ahead and take a look at the game that we're going to be talking about here. The link is in the description. I do want to say a lot of people worked really hard. So yeah, go ahead and do that or you will unfortunately be executed. So yeah, go do that. This might be the biggest Scratch game collab ever. Let me explain. It all started with this guy, Pixelcraft Maestro, who came up with the idea to have a huge collab where for about a month Scratchers would take turns adding on to an initially blank project by having a different participant work on the project each day for only a day. That's your day. This event was appropriately named One Game, Many Hands. Makes sense, and we actually did this once before. Well, not we. I actually didn't participate. I haven't actually coded in forever, and furthermore, I don't like people touching my work, you know, like you ain't putting your filthy hands on my work on my watch. Jokes aside, it's a pretty interesting way to format a collab and obviously begs the question, how would this type of project turn out? Well, boys and girls, that's what we're going to explore today. We're going to jump into the development process and go sort of day by day to see who was involved and what they did to turn this into this. But before we start, we're going to do something fun and fast forward to the end to let the man himself tell us about his experience being the one after everyone else who's got to essentially clean up any crumbs and seal all the cracks left behind.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is me again, PCM, back at the game again. With my keyboard.
I don't know about you guys, but the AI voice, it's not really doing it for me. Here, let's do this. I'll be PCM. Ladies and gentlemen, it's me again, PCM, back at the game again, armed with my keyboard and a mission to fix this game. And by fix, I mean stare at my computer screen for hours, question my life choices, and scream internally while debugging. But hey, that's game development for you, baby. So before diving in, I had to figure out what was already done, what was broken, and most importantly, how much of it was my problem. I also realized there was still a mountain of art left to do, and as a responsible, hard-working game dev, I did the logical thing. I outsourced it, summoned two incredibly talented artists to save me from my own laziness. Yes, the dreaded is touching block in Scratch, a trap many unsuspecting Scratchers fall into. Why? Because it seems so innocent, but in reality, it's a deception, a lie, a betrayal. Turns out, it's super inefficient and completely stops working off screen, which, you know, it's kind of bad if your game involves things moving, so I had to come up with not one, not two, but 3 different ways to check if bullets were hitting enemies, because, you know, why suffer once when you can suffer 3 times? Distance-based, great for round objects, simple math, my brain was happy. Then corner-based, it checks 4 corners of each object. More accurate, my brain less happy. Straight line calculation works for rotated objects like lasers. My brain crying in trigonometry. Did this take forever? Yes. Did I feel like a genius when it worked? Also yes. Next up, towers. They were supposed to be functional. Instead, they were just there, existing, vibing.
Sorry, thought we were vibing.
Doing absolutely nothing, or at least not what they were supposed to do. So I rewrote their behaviors, made them actually attack things, and suddenly, they worked. It was beautiful. After all that suffering, my game is in a much better state. The bugs gone, the towers doing their job, my sanity, debatable. In the end, this mess was my fault for making an overcomplicated game, so I guess my suffering was well deserved, but hey, at least now it works. Probably. So right off the bat, we get a pretty good feel for the established game type of this project, which in this case I would best describe as an open world tower defense. You know, you're an actual player, it's not a fixed trail, and you can place your soon-to-be defense elements pretty much anywhere you please, which for now are towers in this case that will shoot projectiles, but it's a pretty good start. And then we follow up on day 2 with Criticat33, who makes sure we now have our default enemies now moving towards the castle, which we also now have in a few different varieties of normal, ram, which I assume is referring to a battering ram if you guys know what that is, because it's a castle, and then gun enemy, so that'll be fun to deal with later. So now we're going to do a little time jump to day 5. Get used to it, or else this video would be 50 minutes, where we had ample contributions from both 14J Gamer and Darshroud. We now have a starting health bar for the castle, although not fully functional yet, a help button, our defense in the form of towers that will shoot both arrows and lasers. Pause. Look, I get it. They look like Lord knows what right now, but I promise they'll make more sense later. It's kind of on purpose though, because if we go into the project, we see a comment left, basically telling the early participants not to focus on art because we already got some guys for that. You know, just a respectful way to say don't touch that until we get the real cooks in the kitchen. You know what I mean? We have a shop that you can open and close when enabled, and we have a stand-in for our coins. Oh, and this cute little cursor. Oh, BT dubs, if you didn't notice, I'm showing the devlogs that I've collected from different participants as we go on, just for you to get a sense of who did what. I'll link to all the participants in the description. Well, we've done it. We've made it to 7 days, and guess what? Thanks to Adjust and Connor Hayes, we have a few important additions. We finally got our hero's main weapon, a sword, so we can actually hit things, which as far as I'm concerned is the only thing that will ever matter. But we also have a great setup for a tutorial introduction, as well as a stylish little title card in between, so that's perfect. We fast forward to day 10, and what do we have now? Well, we have Story Weaver, 10H Coder, and Mug Hat on the case. Finally, we have honest-to-God character designs instead of blocks. Is it the finished product? No, but it is a step in the right direction. We actually have a lot of elements now hand-drawn, which, you know, none of it is the final product because, again, it seems like the plan is to wait until the artists who can really cook have a go. But it does help to give a bit of a better outline to how these sprites will look in the end. We also have our first power-up added, which is a force field around the castle, whose health bar is now affected in some way when our enemies reach it. And most importantly, we have an establishment of waves in this game, countdown for each one, which is perfect. What would a tower defense be without its waves? Well, I'll tell you, without waves, this game would be washed up. Huh? See what I did there? Waves? Washed up? No? Okay, moving on. Day 11 belongs to IG Creator 321, whose approach was a little bit more about style rather than coding, but some important contributions nonetheless. We have some added rock formations to give the map some more obstacles, as well as make the trees slightly transparent when going behind them so we can always see our protagonist. I noticed something. In the top left corner, there's this little dancing spaceship. Oh, he's so happy. Hi, little baby. That actually does make a lot of sense now. I was still trying to figure out what all the new types of enemies were supposed to be, so I guess they're just like a bunch of aliens. Random thought, the game already has a definite name at this point, but they really missed the chance to name it Medieval Invasion, which in my mind sounds leaps and bounds cooler, so you guys kind of blew it. Which is why I will no longer be reviewing this project. Have a good night. What day is it? Day 16? Holy crap! Okay, so who was working during this time? We got Mathematic Projects, Stormfather 1, KingMidas, Lurdamalach? Don't know what that means, but hey, on the other hand, good to see another brother around here. And anyway, them and Crack Galaxy, who may or may not be our first GOAT in regards to art, because as you can see, we got a whole revamp. A new knight, a new map and castle with new environmental elements, and redone collectibles, so everything's really starting to come together. The tower shop has now been redesigned to show at the bottom. We'll see if that sticks. And to recap, even though they still seem pretty buggy, we have our bow and arrow defense, lasers, mines, what I assume is a trebuchet, and then a freeze ability, so we'll see how those continue to develop. In addition to that, we now have an upgrade bar for when you press X, and if we look in the to-do sprite, we actually get a pretty good breakdown of what each shop item actually does. We can see their range, how much damage they do. We also see specific power-ups that we'll hopefully get to try out soon here. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I present to you the first title screen and menu from Sao O Victor. It's a little rusty, but I do like the setup. We have our credits page going, which has yet to be filled, and our play button. Further in, we have some new hands on deck: Sylvie Team, Salzy Guy, Chaos, and CZ43. Step into the game, and we're really starting to see some action, some chaos, which is good, by the way. I mean, these aliens are poppin'. I'm still waiting for them to get their makeover though, as well as the defense elements. My towers are working decently well. My laser tower is fixed thanks to Chaos, and they seem to act independently of me being there for the most part. Before, the lasers would just follow me around. I even tested some of the personal upgrades, like the speed up one, which I was a little bit concerned about given the fact that I already move decently fast, and well, it works. Yeah, they gotta fix that. I'm stuck. Help! I'm stuck! I'm stuck! I'm stuck! Help! Help! Oh god. I guess I don't really need to. I'm in the safety of my castle. I guess I don't have to go anywhere. And now we have our first mini-map, which is a great visualization because I was starting to get a little bit annoyed by not being able to see the aliens coming on opposite sides of the castle. So that's awesome. So we're getting there. We're reaching the end. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and by that I mean I'm almost done having to do this video. No, I'm just kidding. It's not like that. Anyway. At long last, we have some important revamps done by both Disney Buzz and RedFox, who we've talked about on this channel before. I don't remember from what. All of our defenses are finally well defined, and you can tell what they are. I can finally show you that the wizard/laser is a wizard that shoots lasers, courtesy of Disney Buzz, and courtesy of RedFox, the coin system is working properly, so I can't buy infinite defenses like before, unfortunately. It seems like there's an issue with my coins because whenever I buy something, they just don't go down. Or at least not immediately, so I think there's an issue with the coins. And we have a redesign for the mothership, so it's not adorable anymore, which sucks. But if it wasn't, I was hoping the design would be more like Independence Day or like Arrival type. But I mean, a hockey puck is fine too. Heyo! Knock knock, last day. We got a few more fixes and a few more features, and then we're pretty much there. 27XZ added mobile controls, so alright, let me hop on the phone. Alright, we got the joystick and everything. Cool. Side note, I've apparently been informed that there's some kind of potato-related lore added to the game, which I don't see how it has anything to do with anything. So I'm debating whether I should be concerned about it or not, but we'll see what happens. I'm also deciding whether to take this comment from Ject as a threat or not. I make enemy. Enemy is cool. If you disagree, you're a fool. Since I know the facts and your one brain cell lacks, let's make sure my opinion tracks. So that's really all I have on his part, I guess. At long last, though, the last big loose end we had, which was the aliens still being the same since day, 8, 9? Jesus Christ. But yeah, their final revamp was done by none other than Cracked Galaxy again, and we then had the final update done by 8 Bits of Awesome, a little late, but we did get a fresh-looking start screen, so that's cool. We're just about ready to rumble. Or, well, we would be at this point after Pixelcraft Maestro took what was left and did all the bug-fixing stuff that we saw earlier. But yeah, that's pretty much Castlemania for you guys, and that's the whole one game, many hands development process. So yeah, here, let's do this. I'll go ahead and close out with a little bit of freestyle gameplay. If you want to watch, then watch, and if you don't, then get out of my face. As easy as you would think. Okay. Try again. Alright, I need to do this differently. I do like how the music speeds up to kind of warn you when the aliens are getting close. That's cool. Arrow. I forgot those were here. Ah! Alright, I'm just gonna keep putting these every little chance I get. These waves build up fast. No! Why am I stuck? Really? I'm like stuck going up. Jesus Christ. Like, really? That's when we're gonna do this? This is way harder than it looks. Oh my god, how are they this fast already? Are you kidding me? This is ridiculous. Okay, where's some health? Good lord. I need to buy better stuff. I need to hurry up. Oh my god. Get out! Leave! Yeah, I'm definitely gone now. I mean, they're doing okay. The arch thingies, all things considered. Okay, something big, finally. Oh my god, I need more castle health. Okay, how do we... Castle HP? Wow, this really is harder than it was. I mean, I guess... Yeah, I guess that makes... I mean... You want to kind of make it, you know... You don't want it to be too easy to... There's not that many power-ups, so it kind of makes sense that it should be a little bit hard to get all the way to the end so quickly.
It's over, bye!
Oh. So what happens when you die?